Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you been living by our slogan, we don't react, we do no contact? I certainly hope so. And if you too would like to join the No Contact Army, it's very easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book, and the direct link is below. Today's topic is 6 mind games your ex plays when they want you back. And the more of these things that they do, then the more likely it is that they are playing mind games and they do want you back. And obviously, if it's only one of these, well, maybe they do and maybe they don't. So before starting, let's define mind games, right? So mind games are a series of deliberate actions or responses planned for psychological effect on another, typically for amusement or competitive advantage. So hopefully your ex is not doing this for amusement, although they may be just to get back at you. So they don't want to get back with you, they want to get back at you. But usually they're doing it because they want a response and they want you back, but they don't want to say it. All right, the first one is that they are mad or angry. Now, this obviously seems crazy that they're mad at you and they are the ones who broke up with you, right? However, there is a logical explanation for everything. There's a reason for everything. Not always a good reason, but there is a reason that makes sense to that person. And the fact that they're mad, it's not a game. It's the actions that they take while they're mad that are the games. So why are they mad? Well, I think the best way to explain this is to talk about the emotional scale, which those of you who have listened to Abraham Hicks are quite familiar with. And if you're not familiar with the emotional scale, you can look it up on Google. And basically it goes up the scale of emotions, the lowest one being fear, the highest one being love. And the higher you go, the better you feel. And the feeling of feeling mad or angry is higher than the feeling of feeling powerless. So your ex is angry because they felt powerless, and I'll explain why in a second. And so as you go up the emotional scale, feeling angry feels better than feeling powerless. That's why they're angry. So they feel powerless for several reasons. One could be that you didn't reach out when they thought you would. And this actually happened with a client of mine who did get his ex back. She called him up and she was angry and she said, "Oh, you're not talking to me now?" And he gave the answer that you always give if your ex contacts you and they're angry and you decide to respond. And that is, well, I'm just respecting your wishes and leaving you alone. So you're taking the breakup and you're turning it around on them and showing them that there's consequences for their actions. It's like, well, yeah. So you can't say, well, you broke up with me, so what do you want? What do you expect? No, we just say, oh, I'm just respecting your wishes. They could also be angry because you didn't wish them a happy birthday, and I've seen this so many times. They thought you would. And so what often happens after that is that they will delete your pictures from social media. They'll block you. They'll unfriend you. And it can't always be a coincidence that exes do it the day after their birthday. They're mad. And of course they wait all day to see if you're going to say happy birthday, and then you don't. And then the next day they're like, that's it. I'm going to delete them. I'm going to delete the pictures. And they're trying to get a response. They're usually not done because they're angry. And if they're angry, they still care. And so they're trying to get a response from you and scare you and go, oh my God, they blocked me. Oh my God, they deleted their pictures. But of course you are a good little soldier. And so you do what? That's right. You don't react. And they could also be angry because you didn't respond to their insignificant message. So it's a coping mechanism. And as I said, they feel powerless, so they're trying to get some power back by doing something that they hope will make you react. But you're going to continue with no contact. All right, the next sign is jealousy. They try to make you jealous. So they decided they want you back, but they don't want to come crawling back or go back on their word because they feel it makes them look weak. So they try to get to you and get you to react, and they figure the best way to do that is to make you jealous so that you'll freak out and reach out and go, oh my God. This is one of the reasons why you don't want to watch their stories or let them know that you're watching their stories, even though you may secretly be watching them. Because then they can't make you jealous through their stories if they think you're not watching them. However, they're going to figure that you're probably somehow watching them, so they will probably still try to bait you with jealousy. But you have to ask yourself, why would they be posting about someone new? Why are they posting that? Especially if they don't usually make those type of posts. I mean, think about it. If they're really into someone, you're probably the last person they want to find out about it. They don't know if you're going to contact a new person on Instagram and try to mess up the new relationship. They don't know how you're going to react. Or if they do care about you and they don't want to get back together, they're also going to be trying to hide it because they don't want to hurt you. If someone had generally moved on or is seeing someone they're really into, they usually keep it hidden for a while. They're usually not flaunting it. And so again, you have to ask yourself, why are they posting this person? Put yourself in their shoes. This is why I talk about my 2-drink trick, because it's not so obvious what you're up to. You're not posting a photo with a new guy or a new girl looking all happy. You could be having a drink with anyone. So they can't necessarily say that you were trying to make them jealous. However, a lot of people are finding out about this 2-drink trick, and they may use it on you. So keep that in mind if you see it. All right. The next one is an insignificant message. So I've talked about insignificant messages a lot and the fact that we don't respond to them. So you know what they are by now. Hey, how are you doing? How's it going? They're obviously surprised they haven't heard from you. They're hurt. You've hurt their ego since you didn't chase after them after the breakup. Instead, you joined the no contact army. So they're fishing for information. They want to see where your interest level is. However, it's your job to hide your interest level from them during no contact, and instead it's your job to find out what their interest level is. This is why we don't respond to the first message and why we don't respond to insignificant messages. We want to know what their interest level is. We want to know how much more work and effort are they going to be putting into trying to get us back. And if you don't respond to insignificant messages and they do want you back, they will keep trying. And if not, you'll never hear from them again. And guess what? You didn't lose anything. The next sign is mixed signals. So if you're in no contact and they reach out and seem to say something significant and then you respond, maybe even talk for a few days and then they disappear, it means they're still undecided about wanting you back, but a part of them does want you back. However, if you're at a talking stage, so you guys are talking again and you still get mixed signals, and that could be that you don't hear from them for days, or they suddenly stop texting in the middle of the conversation and respond hours later. That's also known as conversation ghosting. You learned a new term today. Then those are mixed signals. So it seemed like they were genuinely interested. However, suddenly the momentum stopped. And that means it's probably a game. Because if someone is really interested, they cannot stop themselves from responding. So if the conversation was going really well, you have to look at the quality of the conversation, and suddenly they disappear for a few hours or a few days, they're probably doing it on purpose. And keep in mind that they may still be of two minds, and part of them wants you back, and part of them doesn't. Just like when they broke up with you, part of them wanted to break up with you, and part of them didn't. Okay, number 5. They watch your stories, but don't reach out to you. Now, this doesn't always mean they're playing a game. Sometimes they don't want to get back together. They're just interested in what you're up to, and they don't care whether you see that they're watching your stories or not. However, sometimes they're trying to signal that they want you back, but don't want to be the ones to reach out, of course, again, so they hope that you will. How can you know which one it is? Well, if they watch all of your stories, not just some, and are usually one of the first ones, that's a good sign that they may want you back. People don't usually watch all your stories unless they're really interested. I follow about 450 accounts on Instagram, and I only watch all the stories of probably about 7 or 8 people on a daily basis. So if they are only occasionally watching your stories, then they're most likely not playing games and don't want you back. But if they're watching everything, that's a good sign that they may want you to be the one to reach out. But of course, you're not going to do that, right? And finally, the last one is the status of their stuff. Yes, the old stuff exchange. So they say they're going to come and get it, but they don't. They keep putting it off. If someone was really done with you, they would just want to tie up loose ends as soon as possible. Or let's say they have your stuff and they won't return it. Again, if they're totally done, they're not wanting to see your things in their space. So don't push it and try to get them to get their stuff if they don't want to. And don't ask for your things unless you really need to get them back. However, at some point, if you've moved on and you still have their things, just send it back to them. So if there's something going on with the stuff, if it's not easy about giving them their stuff back or you getting their stuff, they're kind of holding it hostage in case they change their mind. So let's recap. And okay, so number 1, they're mad or angry at you. Number 2, they're trying to make you jealous. Number 3, they send an insignificant message. Number 4, they send mixed signals. Number 5, they watch all your stories. And number 6, they haven't picked up their stuff yet or haven't given you your stuff. So what other signs can you think of that would indicate that an ex is playing mind games and wants you back? And if you would like my help to get your ex back, go to theartoflove.net. The direct link is below and we will send you the rates. If this video has been helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.